My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny Hawks mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. And as a realtor, I know that our schools are one of the main reasons people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a proud supporter. I've been helping Ankeny families for over 20 years, and if you or anyone you know needs help finding the perfect home, let's talk. But first, go Hawks!
At Elk River Contracting, we know a great remodel is a lot like the perfect beard. You can't rush it, and the beauty is in the details most people overlook. Because there are two kinds of contractors, the ones with magnificent beards and the ones you don't hire.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic.
Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. I've been helping families here for over 20 years as a realtor, and I know that our schools and community activities are second to none. That's why people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a supporter. If I can help you or anyone you know find the perfect home in Ankeny or the Metro, let's talk. And now it's time to cheer on our kids.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny Hawks mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. And as a realtor, I know that our schools are one of the main reasons people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a proud supporter. I've been helping Ankeny families for over 20 years, and if you or anyone you know needs help finding the perfect home, let's talk. But first, go Hawks!
Welcome to the south side of Ankeny. We have a top 5 matchup between the Ankeny Hawks, ranked number 3 in the state, up against the Waukee Warriors, ranked number 4th in the state. Should be a great tilt here at the Ankeny High School tonight. Going to feature a couple of big hitters here in 5A. We're going to key in on number 11, Malia Rogers, coming in with 75 kills on the season. She's going to be going to college at Purdue. Just a junior. She's got a whole other year to participate here at the high school level, but she's already committed to play Division I at Purdue. And then we're going to key in on number 16, Haley Wiederin, who leads the Hawkettes with 101 kills so far on the season. Just a sophomore, but is already a powerful asset for the Hawkettes on the opposite, as an opposite hitter. And we're about ready to get things going here tonight. Referee looking over the lineups, checking to make sure everything's good to go. Liberos tonight will be Ali Ruddy for the Waukee Warriors, and just stepping onto the court is Haley Flanders for the Hawkettes. Maya Steinkamp will be the first server here for the Hawkettes. Steinkamp will be the setter. They're running a 6-2 on the Hawkettes side. It'll be Gwen Christensen and Maya Steinkamp running it from the back row. She puts the ball into play. Rogers, they try to run a middle quickly for Waukee and hits it a little bit long. A 1-0 lead here for the Hawkettes. Waukee picks it up this time. Dug up by Flanders, back set. Davis sends it out. It's going to be long on that far side. Rogers in the back row right now. That's probably where they're going to send a lot of the serves, just outside hitter. Going to be one of the weaker passers out there. They try to go back row to her, but Ankeny covers it well. It's a little power tip. They get it out to Isaacson. Isaacson, nice cross-court pass, but the libero for Waukee has no trouble with it. And they send it to the outside, and Craig just has a little bit trouble with the timing and sends it into the net. Early 3-0 lead here for the Hawkettes. Steinkamp still serving. She hits the top of the net, goes straight up and back on the Hawkettes side. That'll be a side out for the Warriors. Liv Davis will get her first serve of the night. She leads the Waukee Warriors with 172 assists. Also one of the most productive defensive players for the Warriors at 41 digs on the year. Isaacson with a nice shot. Dug up and sent over by Rogers. They go right back out to Isaacson. Gets a little bit too soft of a touch and tries the roll shot right over the top of the block. It doesn't get it over the net. It'll be a side out for another point for the Warriors. Davis puts the ball into play. Isaacson off the block, but it's dug up nicely. Off the block again for the Warriors. Wiederin cross court, but dug easily by the setter, Davis. Out of system ball here. They go quick to Roush in the middle. Roush puts the ball away. The 5'8" middle hitter got 40 blocks on the year. Tallies up another kill here so far tonight. Her 37th kill of the year. Madison Anselm into the game. She'll be the DS for the Hawkettes. Ellison just gets up from making the defensive play. Send it out to Braddock. It's blocked up at the front. That's Quinn Roush and Marley Ellison doubling up. I think it was Roush who finally got that. Her 41st block of the year. She leads the Hawkettes with 41 blocks on the year. And it's really not even close. About 10 blocks separate her and the next closest one. Rogers sends it over. It's going to be called the double. New rule change this year on the doubles. If it stays on your side, they will not be calling the double. But if it does go over the net and that situation that just happened right there and it's a double, it'll go ahead and still be called. Anselm puts the ball back into play once again. Bobbled around. It'll be a free ball here for the Hawkettes. Steinkamp goes to the middle. Roush goes off the top of the block, dug up by Rogers in the back. And that's Maggie Craig, sends it off the edge of a block, tools it down for the Warriors. It'll be a side out for them. And Craig will go right back to the servicing line after the kill at the front of the row. Discussions at the score table, but no problem. They put the ball into play. Elson. Anselm back out to Elson. Elson rolls shot to the middle. Libero for Waukee's right there. Rogers now in the front row. Tries a little bit too tight of a cut shot. It goes out of bounds on the far side. Ankeny Animal Hospital. Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution brings in Raquel Risk. And then Flanders goes back as the libero to serve for this shot. Little trouble there for the Warriors. A free ball here for the Hawkettes. They send it outside to Elson. Elson rips it right off the block. Warriors put that straight down. Hawkettes squandered an opportunity with a free ball that just came over the net. That'll be Lexi Weber back to serve. 5'10" senior middle hitter. Out to Elson, and they set it back out to Elson. She goes all the way across the court, uses all the real estate, and puts it back in the deep corner for a kill. Another Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution will bring Gwen Christensen in to serve. She'll also be taking other setting duties, and that'll also bring in Tegan Moyer, the junior outside opposite hitter. First time into the lineup for her tonight. Christensen puts the ball into play. Davis gets it out to Rogers. Rogers, heavy hand on the outside, splits the defenders and puts the ball down. Davis is the leading assist giver for the Warriors at 172 so far this season. Hawkettes tried to run a slide, but a little miscommunication. Risk sends it over on two. They go back to the middle. Christensen with the defensive play. Anselm with the bump set to the outside. And nobody's home as they send the ball over on a first ball. Nobody was there to get it. It's a point for the Warriors. Stella Braddock back to serve. Tries to go short, but it's way too short. Hits the bottom of the net. Bring another Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. That'll bring in Elle Isaacson back into the front row as Madison Anselm takes a seat as the DS. Marley Ellison back to serve. Send it out to Rogers. Rogers right over the top of the block, hits the back line. Perfect shot from her. She's starting to heat up, and then she has to go to the back row. So she'll be back serving. Rogers puts it into play. Christensen sends it to the outside to Isaacson. Isaacson off the block. Tipped over by the Hawkettes. Davis sends it back to the outside. Christensen with the dig. Flanders sends it to the opposite. Off the top of the block. Sends it to the back row. Rogers roll shot. Quick set to Raquel Risk, and the libero was in position but just swung and missed. It's a kill for the Hawkettes. 10-7 here in game number one. Risk is back to serve. They serve right to Rogers. Back set, back quick. And a net violation called on the Hawkettes. So that'll be a side out for the Warriors. They draw within 2 at 10-8. That'll put the libero, Allie Ruddy, back at the line. Ellison has a little trouble with that. Flanders sends it to the outside. Isaacson adjusts. Little miscommunication between the middle. A little bit just too high for a set for the middle. And Lexi Weber isn't able to push that one over the top. It gets caught on the top of the net. It sends it right back over the Warriors. So that'll be a double substitution coming in for the Hawkettes. Maya Steinkamp will be back to the setting duties and be back to serve. A Weeder in comes into the front row. Steinkamp puts the ball into play. They set it to Rogers for the back row. She tips it over the top of the block. And Flanders gets a hand on it, but just not enough to keep the ball into play, and it's a side out for the Warriors. I believe the biggest lead we've had so far is 3. It stands at 2 right now for the Hawkettes. They haven't trailed yet. Quick swing to the Quinn Roush in the middle. Steinkamp and her connect with a quick and puts the ball away. Isaacson takes a seat, and Anselm comes back in as the defensive specialist for the back row. Very close, but it's a service error for the Hawkettes. That'll send the ball back over to the Warriors. Ellison insists a pass. They send it to the outside. Weeder in. Cross court, dug up by the Warriors, but the setter has trouble with getting something in system, but the Hawkettes are in system. They send her back out to Weeder in off the top of the block. They go right to the middle, and a quick run there by Lexi Weber. She puts the ball away. Nice little tempo pass from Davis. Perfect set, puts it away. Craig still with the serve. Flanders lays herself out and is not able to get enough of the ball. It's an ace for the Warriors as they tie the score up at 12. Roll shot from Ellison. Off the top of the block for Rogers. They get it back out to Ellison. Ellison swings hard and not able to corral it with the Waukee defense. It's a side out for the Hawkettes. Flanders puts the ball into play. Get it out to Rogers. Rogers just flicks the wrist over the top of the block, but Anselm's there to put it to the setter. Back out to Rogers again. She rolls shots. Anselm once again for the defensive play out to Ellison. Rogers for the third time this play, and she's able to put that ball in a power tip that goes down the line. Initial touch was good by the Hawkettes, but nobody was there to pick up the second ball. Lexi Weber takes the server position. Cross-court shot there to Ellison. Get it to Weeder in. Weeder in just a little bit off the net. She's not able to get as much on top of the ball as she needed to. Sends the ball out of bounds on the far side. Waukee takes its first lead of the match at 14-13 here in game 1. Anselm gets handcuffed there, but Flanders is there to keep it at play, and then Risk tries to just finesse it over and ends up sending it out of bounds. Two-point lead here for the Warriors, 15-13. Not sure what the call is here. It's a back row attack. is the call. I'm not really sure who he called that on. Because I don't know that the ball went over on any of those plays. It's if anything, I thought it should have been on the Warriors. But we'll be back in just a second after a few words from our sponsors.
At Elk River Contracting, we know a great remodel is a lot like the perfect beard. You can't rush it, and the beauty is in the details most people overlook. Because there are two kinds of contractors, the ones with magnificent beards and the ones you don't hire.
And we're back. Timeout taken by the Hawkettes as they experience their first trailing points here in the match as they're down 13-16 here in set number 1. Anselm with a perfect pass here. They send it outside to Ellison. Ellison splits the defenders in the back and puts that ball away. Double substitution for the Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. That'll bring Gwen Christensen back in. And Tegan Moyer back into the front row playing opposite. Christensen sends that one long. Service error for the Hawkettes. Gets that lead back up to 3 for the Waukee Warriors. That'll bring in number 2, Greta Sikori, the senior defensive specialist. She comes in for Stella Braddock, and she'll be serving. Christensen sends it out to Ellison. Ellison off the top of the block. And that's going to be called for a push or maybe I don't know what they call. They called a net violation on number 5. Yeah, number 5. They didn't really touch the net with the net call before they gave the number 5, but they definitely showed the number 5. I'm guessing that maybe it was a follow through on that little tip that she might have got a little bit in the net too. So Ellison sends that ball deep. Davis tries to go with the back quick set, but just a little bit too low for number 7. Leads to an error for the hitter on the backside. That would have been Heinrich on the backside. Ellison back to serve again. Hawkettes draw within 1, but the service error lengthens that lead back up to 2. A couple service errors here in the first game have really hurt the Hawkettes and led Waukee back into the match. As Rogers into serve. Flanders, perfect pass in system. They get it to the opposite. And Tegan Moyer with the kill. Flanders libero takes a seat for the single rotation, and Risk will go back to serve. That'll bring Quinn Roush back into the front row. Blocking specialist for the Hawkettes. Quick back, they try it again. Easily defended here by the Hawkettes. As Quinn Roush takes that second ball over. Risk within some defense of her own. And that's Isaacson off the top of the block. Point for the Hawkettes. Great to see Raquel Risk step in there, play some defense with the libero on the bench. That's all you can ask for in a middle hitter, playing in that back row. She'll be serving once again. Get an opportunity to play some more defense. Ooh, nice little push kill there from Davis, the setter. Set was tight. She's in the front row, so she just turned that hand and took it right over and just swatted that ball right down. Christensen sends it out to Isaacson. Isaacson tries the cut shot. Goes off the top of the block, and the libero is able to play some defense. Christensen, back row attack from Rogers, and able to play that ball. Flanders sends it to the outside. Dump pass, Flanders staying right there. They go quick, Roush in the middle. Libero for the Warriors is everywhere. Davis sends it to the outside. Rears back, Flanders, nice dig. Christensen sends it out to Isaacson. Isaacson roll shot over the top of the block. It's dug up. And 4 hits on the Warriors as they almost got that ball over and almost a touch for the Hawkettes, but they're able to keep their hands off that ball, and it'll be a side out for the Hawkettes. Steinkamp back in to serve. Rogers comes out of the back row and is not able to get enough of that ball. Sends it into the net. Hawkettes take their second lead here in the match, 20-19. Led most of the first part of the match, but then started to let the Warriors back in. Warriors had a brief lead, and another servicing error for the Hawkettes. Sends the ball long. Tied up at 20. Exactly what we thought we were going to have tonight with a third-ranked team and the fourth-ranked team in the state here playing with each other. Isaacson out to Wiederin. Hawkettes chased that one down, a little bit of confusion. And the Warriors are able to come out of the confusion, and Maggie Craig with the kill down the line for the Warriors gives them the lead, 21-20. That pulls Liv Davis back to the servicing line. Tries to finesse that ball. Steinkamp sits at the outside. Wiederin rips it, but the libero for him, the Warriors, is right there ready to go. Flanders with a nice ball. Isaacson off the top of the block. Push. Flanders sends it back to Isaac. Isaac with good attack. Gonna call a carry from Roush in the middle as she took that second ball over. (22-20) lead for the Warriors. Steinkamp sends it to the middle for Wiederin. Braddock tries to short arm that on the outside as the set was kind of tight, wanted to stay out of the net. Not able to get that one over the net. Side out for the Hawkettes. That'll bring Madison Anslum into the game. 21-22 in favor of the Warriors. Anslum right there. It was a little bit of missed tempo shot on the Hawkettes, and the Warriors are able to send it to the outside, to the opposite. Braddock puts the ball away. 23-21. Craig back the servicing line. She puts it into play. Elsa, perfect ball, goes to Quinn Roush, and it's stuffed in the middle. That's Lexi Weber with the block for the Warriors as they get game point here, and leads Liz Bathke to call a timeout, and we'll be right back in just a few seconds as we end the first game number 1 here shortly.
My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. I've been helping families here for over 20 years as a realtor, and I know that our schools and community activities are second to none. That's why people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a supporter. If I can help you or anyone you know find the perfect home in Ankeny or the Metro, let's talk. And now it's time to cheer on our kids.
Warriors put it back into play, but the referee hadn't blown the whistle yet. I'm a little perplexed by that, but so we'll get a replay as it was a service error. Ellison swings. Dug up by the Warriors. They send it outside to Braddock, and Braddock puts it away with a cross-court swing. 25-21, game number 1 to the Warriors as they come in here to the Hawks Nest and take game 1. We'll be right back in a few moments after a word from our sponsors.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny Hawks mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. And as a realtor, I know that our schools are one of the main reasons people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a proud supporter. I've been helping Ankeny families for over 20 years, and if you or anyone you know needs help finding the perfect home, let's talk. But first, go Hawks.
Well, we're back, and that was the culmination of game number one, 25-21 in favor of the Warriors, and they are fired up as they have come into this away tilt and taking game number one. And that'll send Liv Davis back to the service line. The junior setter, 5'9", puts the ball into play. That goes into the top of the net there and bounce back. 4 hits for the Warriors. It'll be a side out for the Hawkettes. Allie Ruddy has just had a heck of a match so far at the libero position for the Warriors. She's just been all over the place, dug several balls, keeping it in play. And there she goes, throws her body down on the ground, and perfect pass up, but they try to get out to Braddock, and it's blocked on the outside. That's Wiederin and Roush joining up together for the teamwork for the block on the outside. Madison Anslem in the serve. Service errors in the first game were kind of the tail of the match as the Hawkettes, I think we figured out there was at least 5, and that was pretty much the difference in the game at 21-25. Ellison, roll shots off the top of the block. Roush tries to take that one off. Little ping pong action here, and Ellison, that's going to be a net violation on number 4, I believe, for the Warriors, as they were kind of just one ball in a back and forth, little ping pong action there. I'll get Anslem back to serve again. Wiederin off the top of the block. Gets one of her first kills of the match. lengthens the lead 4-0, one of the biggest leads that the Hawkettes have had so far tonight. Kind of a mirror of the first game as the Hawkettes got out to an early lead, but then let the Warriors back in again. Took a lead late, but then the Warriors put it away at the very end. Braddock rears back and sends it into the top of the net. 5-0 lead. It'll be an early timeout for Coach Pelea for the Warriors, and we'll take a break right now. We'll be back in just a second.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Rush Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
We're back in play here as Anselm has served. They get Rogers to the back, and that's blocked. A one-on-one block from Quinn Roush in the middle, puts that ball away as Rogers came from the back row swinging hard, and Roush was right there and put it down. Still amazing that 5'8" frame is up there leading the Hawkettes in blocks for the season. Flanders, nice ball, gets it out to Ellison. But once again, Ruddy's right there, ready to send that ball right to the setter. 4 hits on the Hawkettes. That'll lead to the first point of the match for the Warriors as they dug themselves an early hole, 6-1 here in the match. Game 2 up and their way. Craig puts the ball into play. Elson rears back. It's blocked. That's Braddock on the outside, teaming up with Lexi Weber, putting that ball back over the net. Wiederin sends it opposite off the top of the block. That is a pretty good matchup. Wiederin up against Rogers on the right side. Opposite usually doesn't have that big of a block on that side, but Rogers is definitely a formidable blocker there as well, so Wiederin's got her work cut out for her. Service error there by Flanders. 7-2, still an early lead here for the Hawkettes in game number 2. Lexi Weber steps to the servicing line. Elson rolls the ball, but easily played by the Waukee defense. Wiederin rears back. Set was off the net a little bit, but she's able to get a good top spin on that one and puts that ball down. 8-3 Hawkettes. Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital, Gwen Christensen coming back into the game, as well as Tegan Moyer. Rogers on the outside. Flanders there to keep the ball in play. Elson roll shot. Rogers again, Flanders again. Christensen sends it out to Ellison again. Ellison tries to power tip, almost gets the back row sleeping. And Rogers just cuts right between the two defenders on the Hawk side, is able to put the ball away. Stella Braddock back to the service line. Coming into the night with 38 kills for the Warriors. And that'll be a service error on the Warriors. Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution to bring Ellie Isaacson back into the match. Also Greta Sikori back into the defensive side for the Warriors. Elsa, nice ball. Gets it to Risk. Risk puts the ball right on the line on the far side. Waukee Warriors really don't like it, but that ball hit right in front of the line judge. He calls it in. Ellison serving. And it's a servicing ace for Ellison. The biggest lead for the match for the Hawkettes at 11-4, 7-point lead for the Hawkettes. Ellison will continue back at serve. Back row attack. Flanders right there for a nice pass. They go to the opposite. Off the top of the block. Well read by Ellison in the back row. Risk. Risk gets a little sweep action there from the set from Christensen. Is able to take it off of the defender in the back row. And they're not able to control it. Another point for the Hawkettes. Nice pass there from Ruddy. They go to the back attack. That was Mia Heinrich, just not able to get enough of the ball to get it over the top of the net. Nice little run here by Ellison at the back of the servicing position. 9-point lead for the Hawkettes. And she sends it over to Ruddy, and Ruddy really her first mistake of the match as Ellison gets another service ace, and that'll lead to a timeout for the Warriors. 14-4 here in game number 2 for the Hawkettes.
Dear Cable Internet, I've met someone I can rely on, who moves my speed and is okay with how much I work. I'm sorry, but US Cellular Home Internet and I just have a stronger connection.
Get connected with US Cellular's Home Internet for just $39.99 when bundled with a wireless plan, plus a 3-year price lock guarantee. US Cellular, built for us.
Got a picture of Coach Bethke here as we come back from the timeout. Much better run here for the Hawkettes at game number 2. 14-4 lead, 10 points, the biggest lead of the match for the Hawkettes. Big surprise that the Warriors are going to get the ball over to their strongest hitter with Rogers, and Rogers puts that ball over and they send it on an overpass, and the middle hitter, that's going to be Heinrichs, able to just tap that ball straight down for the Warriors. That sends Rogers to the service. Flanders takes that second ball. Isaacson swings, but it's just going to be long. But there was a net violation on, what do you call there? He called a net violation, I think. Yeah, called a net violation on number 5. So he called Mia Heinrich into the net on that block that Isaacson set long. So everybody's kind of confused on what happened. I thought that's what the call was, but we weren't really sure if that's what the call was. Risk is back to serve. Ruddy puts the ball in his system. Risk tries to do some sort of yoga position as she tries to get a hand on the ball to send that ball back into play, but she's not able to control enough of it. She'll take a seat as the libero Flanders comes back into the game. Isaacson rips the ball down the line, but it's just going to go outside of the block and outside of the line. Hitting error for Isaacson. Ruddy with her second serve in a row. Ellison takes the ball with her hands. Ball sent over by Ruddy, the libero. Isaacson, roll shot, but they're right there ready to go. And it looks like Davis takes that second ball and just gives it a light little tap from the front row and sends it all across court, and it lands on the line. Point for the Warriors. They got a little mini run going here of 3 points. as they whittle that lead down to 7. Flanders out to Isaacson. Isaacson swings off the top of the block, and nobody's there for the Warriors. Point for the Hawkettes. Steinkamp and Wiederin back into the lineup. Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Steinkamp back at the servicing area. Rogers shanks that ball off the top of the block for Isaacson. Rogers able to put it back in. Setters out. Back to the Wiederin. And Roush is in the middle, just not able to get enough of that ball to get it up into the air. Kind of swipes off the side of her platform. Davis back to serve. Tries to send it short, but it's too short. I'll be point Hawkettes. Madison Anselm back into the game. She'll be serving right away. Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Davis, nice little quick run in the middle. She connects up with Lexi Weber for the kill. Side out for the Warriors. Craig serving. Steinkamp chases that one down. Wiederin's able to adjust to the set that was off the nets, able to put enough snap on that, and was just too hard to play for the back row of the Warriors. Point for the Hawkettes. Libero back to serve. It was close, but it was just a little bit out. Service errors are starting to rear their head here once again in game number 2. It was one of the reasons that the Warriors were able to claw back into the game last game. Weber to serve. Wiederin cross court. Liz Davis, the setter, is able to pop that one up. Ellison with a swing off the top of the block. Almost kicked up there by Braddock, using some soccer skills, but nobody else was able there to connect up with it to get it back over the net. Double substitution for the Hawkettes. That's going to bring in Moyer and Christensen back into the game. Rogers passes that ball. They send it right back out to her. Roll shot. Easily played by Ellison. Moyer off the block. Christensen sends it to the outside. Off the block, but it's kept up by Liz Davis. Rogers takes it over. Free ball here for the Hawkettes. Let's see what they can do with it. Risk runs the middle. And the block is there. Number 5, Mia Heinrich with the block. Heinrich, the middle hitter, senior, one of the leaders for the Warriors in the blocks. She comes into the game tonight with 16 blocks on the year. Not much more than the other middle hitter, Lexi Weber, as she comes in with 15 blocks. Ellison with the pass. Warriors stuck on the outside. Davis takes the second ball over. Christensen takes the second ball over. Well played there by the Warriors. Great dig up there by Flanders. Moyer gets it off the top of the block, but somehow Ruddy gets the touch on that. It'll be a free ball here for the Hawkettes. Let's see what they can do with it. Send the ball out to Ellison off the top of the block and off the top of the defensive player. It'll be a kill for Ellison. For the game that Ruddy's having tonight, I wouldn't have been surprised if she would have chased that one down, but not enough time to keep that up and in play. Rogers can't do anything with that, sends the ball deep. Moyer takes the ball over on 2. Out to Rogers. Rogers right over the top of the block. She hits the back line. Kill for the Warriors. Yankees still well in control here in game number 2 with a 20-13 score as Rogers heads to the back row. She'll serve it up here for the Warriors. Service error for Rogers. That'll pull Raquel Risk into serve. Dump pass there. Liv Davis from the front row is able to just pop that one over her shoulder. Nobody was there at all. First time they've seen that style of dump. Davis has really mixed it up there at the net. She's power tipped, she's short dumped, she's dumped over her shoulder. Lots of different opportunities there for Davis as she scores once again. Flanders out to Isaacson. Isaacson, nice cross court, but Ruddy somehow gets her hands on that ball. They send it back to Rogers in the back row, and she's just not able to get enough of that. It hits the top of the net, goes straight down on the Warriors side. Double substitution for the Hawkettes. Steinkamp back to serve. Wiedering back into the front row. Nice little touch by the Hawkettes. Warriors able to get it back over. Isaacson, unconventional hit. It's going to be another free ball here for the Hawkettes. They need to do something with this ball. Send it to the opposite. Wiedering rears back. Dug up by Rogers, but there is enough room. They keep the ball in play. Roush in the middle. They send it to the outside. Isaacson over the top of the block, and we keep going here. Rogers from the back row. Nice defensive play from Steinkamp, and 4 hits here for the Hawkettes. The Warriors outlast the point and draw within 7. Warriors are going to have to play mistake-free here for the rest of the set as they're down 7 and only 3 side-out points are needed for the Hawkettes to take game number 2. Davis in to serve. Flanders bump sets it out to Isaac. High off the top of the net, and Ruddy just can't chase that one down. 23-15 for the Hawkettes here in game number 2. Madison Anslem with the serve. Nice little push. Davis just pops up a nice little quick ball there. Connects up with her middle, Lexi Weber. She's just able to do a little side tip there. Put it where nobody was at. Side out for the Warriors. Ellison with the pass. Get to Wiedering. Wiedering pops it over the top. Nice defense from Steinkamp. Ellison tries to maneuver her way around there, but just can't get enough of an angle to get that ball over the net. 4 hits from the Hawkettes. As Coach Baithke shouts some instructions to her team and tries to get some positive reinforcement as they just need 2 points here for game number 2. Ellison power tip to the outside, and it'll go long. Hawkettes were looking for a touch, but the referees have no indication of such. That'll keep Maggie Craig at the servicing line. Wiedering, top of the net, right down. The Warriors draw within 4, and that'll be a timeout for Liz Baithke. And we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
All right, we're back after the timeout. 4-point lead here still for the Hawkettes as they just need 2 points here to wrap up game number 2, but have let the Warriors back in slowly. But nice timeout call by Coach Baithke and leads to a service error for the Warriors. Now we're down to a single point here needed for the Hawkettes to secure game number 2. Rogers, kill. What was the call? I called that long? It was long. 25-19, game number 2 wraps up. And we'll cut back to some commercials, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. 25-19 at game number 2.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic.
Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats. Steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts. All raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
No matter how hard I try, I cannot come up with any place I'd rather call home than Ankeny. We raised our family here, so when it came time to downsize, I knew there was no place for me but Ankeny. From unique shops to incredible restaurants, there's always something new to explore, and it's all just a few minutes away. Building my home here with Caliber was one of the best decisions I've ever made. If you're thinking about making a move, let me help you find your perfect home. You'll fall in love with Ankeny just like I have. Let's talk soon.
At Elk River Contracting, we know a great remodel is a lot like the perfect beard. You can't rush it, and the beauty is in the details most people overlook. Because there are two kinds of contractors, the ones with magnificent beards and the ones you don't hire.
And we're back, getting you ready for the start of game number 3. It's gotten a little bit hot in the Hawks' nest here as the Hawkettes just tied the matchup 1-1 with a 25-19 win in game number 2. Scoring update, the Centennial Jaguars are at visiting Urbandale Jayhawks, I believe, and they lead 2-0 so far in that match, and they're about ready to wrap up game number 3. Pretty lopsided victories for the Jaguars over at the Jayhawk home. So we're at 1-1. So we're going to go to 4 games at least tonight. Service back over to the Hawkettes. That'll be Steinkamp with the serve. They send it to the middle, goes off the top of the net. Steinkamp there for the defensive play for the setter. Isaacson rears back, but Rogers has a nice job of playing some defense in the back row. They go out to Isaacson again off the block this time. They'll try again. They'll send it to Wiederin. Wiederin able to take the overpass and finagles that one around a block. It puts it right on the line with a tip on the overpass. But nice back row play by the Warriors as they kept that ball in play after a couple of strong shots. And Braddock with the service error, or the serve receive error. That's an ace for Steinkamp. Short serve from Steinkamp. Braddock just hits the top of the net, and little confusion on the Hawkette side. They send it off the top of the block for Isaacson. She gets the kill. It was Davis and Weber over there trying for the block, but it goes right off the top of the block. Once again, Hawkettes, all 3 games have gotten out to an early lead. This is a 3-0 lead for the Hawkettes right now. Steinkamp just came off with a nice little short serve. She goes long this time. Goes right back at Braddock again. They go to the middle. And it goes off the top of the block, and just nobody there to clean up the mess off the top of the block as it just drops harmlessly at the middle hitter's feet, middle blocker's feet. Be a side out for the Warriors. Davis serving. Flanders takes the ball over. Block there for the Hawkettes. That's Roush and Wiederin teaming up on the outside for the block. Tell you what, Roush gets fired up every time she gets a touch up there at the net. Definitely know it when she's part of that block each and every time. Junior middle hitter. Anslem puts the ball into play. Back row to Rogers. Rogers power tip goes off the top of the net. Ellison roll shots. Run in the middle with Roush. Roush tries to get the block. Go back out to Ellis. Ellison rears back, goes off the top of the block. Rogers chases that one down. They go to Braddock. Braddock swings. Is there a touch? No touch. It's out. Hawkette point. A 5-1 lead here in game number 3. Split the first 2 games, 1-1. Davis runs the quick and a little touch pass, but it's dug up by Anslem. They go out to Braddock. Braddock rears back. Anslem tries to pump it up right down the line, but isn't able to get enough of a platform on it. Goes off the side of her arms, out of bounds, kill for Braddock. Maggie Craig steps to the line. Right to Flanders. Flanders, beautiful pass. Send it out to Ellison. Ellison off the block. She gets a second try. Opportunity here for the Warriors. Rogers able to tip that ball off the defense, and it'll be a point for the Warriors. They whittle that lead back down to 2. 5-3, 3-5. Anselm, perfect pass in system. Run it quick to Roush. Back row to Wiederin. Ruddy, the libero's right there. Rogers rears back, sends it over. Run it quick to Roush again, but Ruddy is just standing there and just pops it up like it's their job. Send it outside to Ellison. Ruddy there once again. Dump pass by Steinkamp, but Ruddy's there. It'll be a free ball here for the Hawkettes, and it goes off the top of the block when Roush was there. Kind of confuses Anslem, and Anslem's not able to get enough of a touch on that one. 4-5 as the Warriors pull themselves back into this match here early in game number 4. Game number 3. Wiederin just doesn't get enough of the ball, sends it out of bounds on the far side. And the Warriors tie things up here in game number 3. Off the top of the net, Craig. Ellison off the top of the block. Davis able to play it easily over to Rogers. Rogers blocked. She's able to pop it up. Ruddy goes around her, but not able to get enough of the ball to get it back over the net, so that'll be a side out for the Hawkettes. Roush takes a seat. Risk comes into the game. Flanders to serve. Nice down the line serve for Flanders. Maggie Craig just has a little bit of trouble. It's an ace for Flanders. Liv Davis the outside. Rogers rears back. Steinkamp does a nice job of keeping it in play. Ellison back to Rogers. Rogers pounds the ball over the top of the block, and a kill for the Warriors. 7-6 in favor of the Hawkettes still. An update from another Metro score here. Dowling Catholic leads 1-0. And they're in the second set, but Valley's, it looks like they're about ready to, well, it's going to be back. We're 26-27 in set number 2 in favor of the Maroons. Side out for the Hawkettes. Double substitution, Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. That brings in Moyer and Christensen. Christensen back to serve. Davis out to Rogers. Rogers tips it over. Christensen's there to pick up the roll shot, and Moyer tries to roll shot of her own, and it just rolls right out of the back line. (28-27) for that Dowling Valley game number 2. And an ace there for Braddock as she puts it right on the back line. Flanders thought it was going long, and it hits right on the line. Flanders takes the ball up. Christensen sends it out to Ellison. Ellison cross court. Davis there tries to send the ball over. And just a miscommunication. Had 2 people there ready to play the ball between Moyer and Risk, and nobody gets a good arm on it. And first lead of game number 3 for the Warriors, 9-8. Anselm, nice pass. Run the slide with Risk. Risk puts it through the block. And Risk just puts a beautiful set over the net right to Rogers, and Rogers pounds that ball right down. Braddock back to serve again as they lengthen that lead up to 2, and service error by Braddock. Ansel will take a seat. Isaacson comes back into the front row. Ellison back to serve. Valley takes the lead in set number 2 by 1 point. We'll get you the final here in just a second of game number 2 at that matchup. Wrist power tip right around the block. Christensen gives her an opportunity. Point for the Hawkettes as they tie things up at 10. Ellison. Nice ball. Nobody's there to pick up the second ball as they try to chase that one down. Ellison gets a lead here for the Hawkettes. Service error for Ellison. Rogers back to serve. Sends it to Isaacson. Moyer blocked on the outside. Craig and Heinrich team up there to put the ball right down. Waukee back into the lead, 12-11. Flanders, nice pass. They run the quick to Risk. Dug up by the back row by Rogers. That'll be a back row attack there as the set trickles over the top of the net from Christensen. Point for the Warriors. Little mini run here for the Warriors. 3 points they've scored in a row. Flanders, perfect pass. Out to Isaacson. Moyer right down the line, kill for the Hawkettes. Christensen contorted her body on the set, gets it out to Moyer, and Moyer no block there, puts that ball away. Valley takes game number 2, so they are 1-1 out at Dowling Christian. I think that game got up into the 30s. 31-29 in game number 2. Played some extra time there. Ooh, Rogers back row attack, goes off the edge of the block, bounces off a wrist or a foot. She tried to play some defense there, was playable, but nobody reacted to it. Risk takes a seat, Flanders back in. Roush with the bump set. Isaacson's able to pop that ball over. Flanders with the dig. Gets a Roush, quick ball in the middle. Christensen sends it out to Isaacson off the top of the block. And you get a chance to reset. Moyer, cross court. Rogers keeps that ball on play. They should try to set her in the back row, but nobody's there. Ball was going out, but the Hawkettes play it back out to Isaacson. Isaacson puts the ball away, cross court. Yeah, Ellison had an opportunity to maybe let that one go. Probably would have gone long, but the Hawkettes capitalized on that ball, able to put it away on a cross court shot from Isaacson. Steinkamp trying to request the ball from the ball girl. She was preoccupied a second there, bouncing the ball. Down the line, just out. Service error. Liv Davis back to the servicing line. Ellison, perfect pass. Wiederens swings out of the middle, doesn't go over the net, no block. 4 hits on the Hawkettes. Warriors lengthen the lead here in game number 3, 16-13 in favor of the Warriors. Isaacson swings off the top of the block. Ruddy, nice job. Power tip from the Warriors. Back out to Isaacson. Isaacson off the block again. Rogers gets a ball up. Steinkamp sends the ball over. Opportunity here for the Warriors as they run a quick middle. And they're able to score on it. Lexi Weber with the quick ball in the middle from Davis. And it'll be a timeout for Coach Baithke as the Warriors take a lead 17-13 here in game number 3. We'll be right back.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them. It's like we got our own special club. Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us Days at US Cellular.
And we're back. A view of the Ankeny huddle as they, Coach Baithke called the timeout, trying to get their team set up here to get a side out as they go down 4 here in game number 3. Liz Davis has done a little bit of damage from the service line. Isaacson puts the ball into play. They get it right to Isaacson. This goes off the top of the block. Davis there to pop that ball back up. In system here for the Hawkettes, but Rogers able to get the ball up. Block for the Hawkettes. Davis tries to dump it, but Roush there. Send it out to Braddock. Braddock cross court, dug up by Steinkamp. Flanders chases that one down off the roof. Quinn Roush power tips that ball with 2 hands all the way to the back corner. Nobody on the Warriors reacts, and the Hawkettes get the kill. Producer Andy thought there might be a double call on that, but what I heard was just one sound. Sometimes it's that sound, just that pop. He thought it rolled off the hands a little bit, but referees disagreed, and we play on. Down the line serve there. Davis tries to get it back, and she does so. Free opportunity here for the Hawkettes. They go quick with Roush. Davis right there, ready to go. Get it to Braddock. Braddock with a heavy hand. They want to touch. Got a call, touch here on the side judge. And it'll be a point for the Warriors. Yep. Near side line judge calls the touch. Flanders puts the ball in. Weeder in, fights through that block. Wiederin's had a tough night here. He's usually the one leading the kills for the Hawkettes, but it's been a struggle tonight for her. Maybe that could get her going, see if Hawkettes could get her some more balls and get her fired up. Rogers the outside, dug up by Anselm, but not able to get to chase down there. Rogers starting to heat up. Four-point lead for the Warriors. Weber puts the ball into play. Weeder in, rips one. Sit right back over. They go out to Ellison. Ellison off the top of the block. Get it to Rogers. Rogers falling backwards. Not able to play that ball. There's some miscommunication on who was defensively taking that ball, as it was kind of a roll shot. Anselm was waiting there for it, but Flanders kind of cut in front, and they talk it over there, and they'll play that one better next time. Anselm, nice pass. Risk in the middle. Nice connection between Steinkamp and Risk. Risk puts it away. Double substitution for the Hawkettes. That'll be the Heart of Ankeny Hospital substitution. That'll bring in Moyer and Christensen. Hawkettes are going to run out of points. They need to make a little bit of a run here and get back in this game. Christensen, servicing error. Braddock back to serve. Slide from Risk, popped up. Flanders gets the ball, send it out to Ellison, swings hard, no touch. Touch here called on the far side. We call it touch right here, and it'll be point for the Hawkettes. Warriors can't say too much because it's almost exactly the same play that was just called about 3 plays ago on the other side. Ellison back to serve. That's a deep serve. Looked like it might be some trouble there. Haven't decided if that was in or out. They try to run the little push set in the middle. Heinrich just doesn't get enough of it. Puts it into the top of the net. Hawkettes pull to within 3. Strong serve there from Ellison. They run at the outside. Rogers. Nobody's there to get the block on there. Moyer tried to get up there, but Rogers just put that ball down right in front of the libero. She'll run to the back row. This is going to be the opportunity for the Hawkettes to make something happen here. They got a couple rotations with Rogers in the back row. They need to make a move now. Risk, back row, dug up by Rogers. They go quick as well. Flanders gets a touch on it. Causes a ricochet and goes out of bounds. That'll be the second timeout from Coach Baithke. We'll be back in just a second.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
23-18 here in game number 3 with Rogers at the back line. Hawkettes are running out of a margin of error here, as just 2 more points needed for the Warriors to take game number 3. Isaacson with the pass. They send it out to Moyer. Moyer off the top of the block. Tipped right at the top of the net there. A second jump from, I think, the middle attacker for the Warriors, and Hawkins just aren't able to control that ball. It'll be game point here for the Warriors. Moyer sends it over. It'll be a free ball here for the Warriors. Let's see what they can do with it. They run the quick back. And a net violation. They call it on Isaacson. That'll be it for game number 2, 25-18 in favor of the Warriors. They take a 2-1 lead here at the south side here in Ankeny. We'll be right back.
Team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. I've been helping families here for over 20 years as a realtor, and I know that our schools and community activities are second to none. That's why people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a supporter. If I can help you or anyone you know find the perfect home in Ankeny or the Metro, let's talk. And now it's time to cheer on our kids.
We're here at US Cellular, Frost Days, where our customers get exclusive deals just for them. It's like we got our own special club. Should we show them?
Get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet. Us Days at US Cellular.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
And we're back here. Third game just got completed, 25-18 in favor of the Warriors. They take a 2-1 lead here and the match tonight. Talking with producer Andy over the break here, the defense of the Warriors has just been unbelievable. They've been getting a touch on almost every attack that the Hawks have out there, and the touches have been going right to all their players. So the defense has just been super strong as Davis puts the ball into the play for the Warriors. Steinkamp sends out to Isaacson. Isaacson out the top of the block. Once again, good start here for the Hawkettes. As every game, 1, 2, and 3, they've taken an early lead in the match, but have given it up in two of the games to let the Warriors back in. Anslin with the serve. Flanders gets it out to Ellison. Ellison tries to roll it off the top. Finally a tool off of a block. Sends that ball out of bounds. That'll be one of the things that Ankeny Hawkettes will look to do, is that if they're going to be getting touches on every attack, need to start tooling it off that side of that block and see if they get some of those out of bounds as Anselm gets an ace. Yeah, fourth time it's been 3-0. Yeah, I think it's been 3-0 every match. I think there's been a lead every game so far. And it's been on Ankeny's side every time. Rogers passes it up. They run the quick middle, blocked by the Hawkettes. Braddock dug up by Flanders. Nice ball by her. Get it out to Elson. Elson roll shot to the back row. Davis gets it back out. Power tip. Stuykamp runs it quick with Roush. Rogers not able to get there. Roush with the kill. Mainly known for her blocking, Roush gets the kill. Almost have as many kills as she has blocks on the season. She actually has more blocks on the season. Anselm somehow gets it to hit the top of the net. It pops up there and rolls right over the top and drops right on the middle line on the Warrior side. 5-0 lead for the Hawkettes. The second time they've done that tonight so far. And then a service error as she tries to finesse that ball over and hits it into the net. Maggie Craig. Elson off the top of the block. And blocking and a net violation. So either it was going to be a net violation or it was going to be a kill off the top of the block. Flanders back to serve. YouTube. Answer some questions here from the crowd. Elson rears back. Cut shot, but Ruddy, I don't know how she was there and saw that coming. But she pops it up. They get it out to Rogers, and Rogers just too much of a slice and makes a hitting error. Service ace from Flanders. Splits the back two defenders, and she gets the ace, and it'll be a timeout for Coach Pelea as an 8-1 lead so far here in game number 4. 2-1 here in favor of the Warriors. We'll be right back.
No matter how hard I try, I cannot come up with any place I'd rather call home than Ankeny. We raised our family here, so when it came time to downsize, I knew there was no place for me but Ankeny. From unique shops to incredible restaurants, there's always something new to explore, and it's all just a few minutes away. Building my home here with Caliber was one of the best decisions I've ever made. If you're thinking about making a move, let me help you find your perfect home. You'll fall in love with Ankeny just like I have. Let's talk soon.
And we're back here. 8-1 lead for the Hawkettes. Talking with the crowd here. We got some gals here from Ankeny. We got a couple here from Lakeview, 2 hours away, and to watch the match tonight. Rogers pushes it through the block of the Hawkettes. That was Wiederin and Risk teaming up there, but they weren't able to get enough of that one. It'll be a side out for the Warriors. Warriors came out of their timeout and got it to their best player. Risk runs it quick, goes right off the top of the block and just drops right in the campfire. Nobody there to pick that ball up. Side out again for the Hawkettes. Double substitution brings in Moyer and Christensen back into the match. Great serve from Christensen. Braddock rolls the ball over the top. They get it over to Moyer. Moyer tries to get the top of the block, but no touch there as the ball goes long. Hawkettes wanted the touch. The Warriors said no, and the ball goes out of bounds. Braddock serving. Short serve. Risk takes that first ball. They send it out to Moyer playing the strong side. And Rogers kind of hits the ball, but she's so high and above the block, puts it right down on the 10-foot line. Awkward play, but puts it away. Still a good lead here for the Hawkettes, 9-4 here in game number 4. Ellison off the block. Christensen sends it out to Moyer. Great swing by Moyer. Rogers rises up, takes the second ball over. They get it back to Ellison. Ellison tries to roll shot it, but once again, the Warriors are playing heck of a good defense right now. Flanders sets the ball over to Moyer. Tough little set for Moyer. Ball is kind of coming over her far shoulder. It's a tough shot for her to put together. Braddock with another serve. Christensen runs a slide with Risk, and Rogers is right there ready to just barely tip that one and puts that ball right back down. Malia Cobb makes her first appearance of the match. She's an opposite. She's a lefty with a strong arm. Let's see what they could do for her. Risk goes in the middle, goes right inside the block for a kill. They get the lead back up to 4, 10-6. Ellison serving. Good cross-court serve from her. Waukee runs the slide, a little bit missed time, but just enough for Lexi Weber, I believe, out there. I think it might have been Heinrich that was able to just get enough of a touch on that one to go over the top of the block. Rogers into the back row. Isaacson on the outside, off the top of the block. They'll reset. Christensen turns, gets to Cobb. Cobb tries to go off the top of the block. And it goes back on the Ankeny side, but goes out of bounds. It'll be a point for the Hawkettes. First kill of the match for Cobb. Risk serving. Rogers with a nice pass. The dump from Davis puts the ball right over her shoulder. It was such a good tip that Isaacson lost a shoe in the process. Ruddy serves. Service error. Hawkettes are excited. Back to 4 points, double substitution. Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution brings Weeder in. And Steinkamp back into the game. Davis gets pushed back. Flanders with the dig. Weeder runs with Roush. And that defense that's been perfect almost all night, they finally aren't able to get one up as Davis flails around a little bit and accidentally got one of the Ankeny Hawk players right in the head there as it went underneath the net. She tries to send an apology there, but Hawkettes are already moving on to the next play. It's going to be a middle swing. And the ball's called out at the line judge as Lexi Weber takes a swing. It was very, very close to being in if it was not in. But the Hawkettes escape with a point there. Davis takes it on herself and pops that one over on 2 with both hands. Davis, a really crafty setter there as they've been running that 5-1 all night. She's had control of that ball over the course of the whole match. It's just done some really nice things for the Warriors. Weeder in with the swing in the middle, uncharacteristic. They get it back out the outside, the Warriors do. Free ball here for the Hawkettes. They get it over to Weeder in off the top of the block, but Rogers is there to be able to get the ball. Sent over on 2. Steinkamp gets it out to Isaacson. She rears back, cross court, but just a little bit too much of a cut on that one, sends it out of bounds. 14-10 as Davis struts back to the back line to serve. Hawkettes are going to look to keep this lead. Get a side out right away. Ellison, nice pass. Send it outside Isaacson. She rears back off the block, but the Warriors are able to corral it off the block of themselves for the Hawkettes. Send it back to to Wiederin. Ruddy tries to get a hand on it. Rogers tries to chase it down, but the Hawkettes prevail, get the kill. Madison Anselm steps up to the servicing line. Hawkettes keep the 5-point lead. Davis off the net. They get it to Rogers for the back row. Nice ball brought up by Flanders. They get it to Wiederin. Wiederin cross court, but the setter, Davis, is there to pop it up. Braddock cross court, bounces off the ceiling. Flanders plays it well. Back to Wiederin. Roger keeps it in play. Braddock swings, and it sends it long and out. Braddock doesn't like the call, but I don't think anybody was really near it. It definitely was outshot that time. And it'll be a timeout for Coach Pelea as the Hawkettes lengthen the lead to 6, 16-10. We'll be right back.
No matter how hard I try, I cannot come up with any place I'd rather call home than Ankeny. We raised our family here, so when it came time to downsize, I knew there was no place for me but Ankeny. From unique shops to incredible restaurants, there's always something new to explore, and it's all just a few minutes away. Building my home here with Caliber was one of the best decisions I've ever made. If you're thinking about making a move, let me help you find your perfect home. You'll fall in love with Ankeny just like I have. Let's talk soon.
And we're back here in game number 3. Anselm on a little service run here for the Hawkettes. They lengthen the lead up to 6. Back to Wiederin. Wiederin goes down the line, but Ruddy pops it up. Warriors able to swing, but dug up by Flanders. They send it back outside to Ellison. Ellison off the top of the block. Tools it off to the side. Davis not able to track that down to keep it in play. The lead lengthens to 7. Deep serve by Anselm. They go to the back row. Popped up by Steinkamp. Flanders throws her body out. Ellison with a power tip to the corner, but Rogers is there. They get it back out to Craig. Dug up by Flanders. They run in the middle with Roush. Dug up by Rogers again. They send it out to Ellison off the top of the block. Davis trying to decide what to do there. Might have been a net touch there, but the referee lets it go. Back to Wiederin. Wiederin powers it down, but Rogers pulls it back up. Ellison with a double hand touch. Goes right around the block and lands it right on the far sideline. 8-point lead for the Hawkettes. Hawkettes trying to knot this game set up at 2 to go to a 15-point 5th game. Anselm on a pretty good run there. Service is deep. Free ball here for the Hawkettes. Let's see what they could do with it. And they're not able to do anything. Comes to a free ball here for the Hawkettes. Braddock rears back, goes off the side of the block. Nice tool from Stella Braddock. Maggie Craig into serve. Miscommunication there between Anselm and Flanders leads to an ace for the Waukee Warriors. Flanders says this one's mine. Steinkamp sends it out to Ellison. Roll shot, top of the block. Davis sets Braddock. Braddock, heavy arm on the outside. She's heating up on the outside. Second kill is in as many tries. 5-point lead for the Hawkettes. Starting to whittle down as the Warriors are clawing back into this match. Ellison roll ball, roll shot. They get it to Rogers. Dug out by Flanders. Can the Hawkettes use this one? Ellison rears back. Ball still in play. Rogers off the block. Flanders tries to set it to the outside, but Braddock takes that ball in the net and puts it down. Do they call it a net violation? Point Hawkettes. I don't think the ball crossed the plane, so they're calling, their down ref is calling a 22 over the net. The ball's got to cross the plane before she could strike that ball, and she's saying she reached over and took that ball away before it broke the plane, which I think is the right call. I thought in the moment that it looked like she reached across the net and put that ball down, but it's got to break the plane before she can attack that ball, so it's a point for the Hawkettes. They needed that one, 19-13. They're going to get this one out to Rogers. Rogers going to put this one down. Blocked by the Hawkettes. They're going to go out to Braddock. She goes cross court, and it's a net violation as well as a kill by Braddock. Back to the 5-point lead for the Hawkettes, 19-14 here in game number 4. Flanders takes that second ball. Ellison rips it off there. Blocked. Off the top of the block for Wiederin. They get it out to Rogers. Rogers power tips down the line, but the Hawkettes get enough of it. Ellison roll shot. Right off the side of the block. Point for the Hawkettes. Heart of Ankeny Animal substitution brings in Christensen and Cobb into the match. Nice serve for Christensen. They're not able to play it. Ace for Christensen. Hawkettes needed that one. 21-14. Back to a 7-point lead for the Hawkettes. Right on the net. Davis, nice one-handed set, gets the ball to the middle, and Heinrich puts that ball away. Davis, just a beautiful job of adjusting to that set. Just used the one hand and just popped it over to her middle hitter. Braddock back to serve. Christensen runs it quick with Risk, and it goes off of Craig and out of bounds. It's a point for the Hawkettes. 3 points needed for game number 4 to send us to the 5th game. Ellison putting the ball into play. Cross court. Big surprise, they're going to get it to Rogers. Rogers tries to finesse it, and it bounces off the top of the net and trickles out of bounds. Cobb tried to throw her body there and realized she wasn't going to get there, or thought the ball was out. She pulled up a little bit as she slid across the floor, and it does bounce out of bounds. Rogers with the swing. It's going to go long. A little worried about the block. The set was a little bit off the net. She swings long. It'll be game point at game number 4 for the Hawkettes. They got 9 points to work with, but they'll want to get this one done so they can take some momentum into game number 5. Service error. But a side out here for the Hawkettes ends the game. Rogers back to the service line. She did go on quite a run last game to complete that game, but it's going to be a tall task for her to be able to rattle off 8 straight points. Isaacson with the swing, and it's long. Pretty good opportunity for the Hawkettes to end that one, but they'll get several more opportunities. As Isaacson, they're testing her. They're running quick back with Risk off the net. Hawkettes see go back to basics and get a ball to the outside and end this match. Tool it off the block. Get to game number 5. Stop this momentum. And that's a service error, and that'll be it for game number 4. 25-18 for the Hawkettes. We're going to game number 5. We'll be right back.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
At Elk River Contracting, we know a great remodel is a lot like the perfect beard. You can't rush it, and the beauty is in the details most people overlook. Because there are 2 kinds of contractors, the ones with magnificent beards and the ones you don't hire.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
My real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny Hawks mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. And as a realtor, I know that our schools are one of the main reasons people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a proud supporter. I've been helping Ankeny families for over 20 years, and if you or anyone you know needs help finding the perfect home, let's talk. But first, go Hawks.
And we're back. It's going to be a late one here tonight as the Warriors put the ball into play. It's going to be a short 15-0 game, 15-point game as Quinn Roush gets things fired up. She gets excited every time she gets a touch on the ball as the Hawkettes put the ball away. Point Hawkettes. So we're going to be a quick short game to 15. So the trend tonight is that Ankeny jumps out to a pretty decent lead. At the very least, has been up 3-0 in every match so far. That would be super important tonight, but the Warriors buck the trend as they go to the middle as well. And I believe that was number 4 maybe that put that ball away. I think it's Lexi Weber with the first kill of the game number 5 for the Warriors. Ellison with a swing on the outside off the top of the block, dug up by the Warriors. Braddock swings big. And it was a touch. They were looking for a touch. They called a touch there. It goes out of bounds. 2-1 in favor of the Warriors. Everybody on the Ankeny side claiming that it hit the top of the net, went back. Weeder in with the swing. Dug up by the Warriors. They go quick to the middle again. Dug up by the Hawkettes. They go to Ellison. Ellison power tip. Davis sends it out to Rogers. Rogers with the kill. Early 3-1 lead here for the Warriors. We're going to get a heavy dose of the Purdue signee here as she rolls through the front row. She's just in serving one position of the front row. That's an ace for the Warriors, 4-1. Ellison overpass. Middle hitter rears back. That's number 4. Lexi Weber puts the ball away. It's going to be a timeout for the Hawkettes. They just have one more as they trail 5-1 here early in game number 5. We'll be right back.
Dear cable internet, I've met someone I can rely on, who moves my speed and is okay with how much I work. I'm sorry, but US Cellular Home Internet and I just have a stronger connection.
Get connected with US Cellular's home internet for just $39.99 when bundled with a wireless plan, plus a 3-year price lock guarantee. US Cellular, built for us.
And we're back. Liz Bathke's timeout. Let's see what they set up here to try to get things back into control. It's probably not what she wrote up or drew up in the timeout. They go to Braddock. Braddock hits it into the net. That's what the Hawks need. Both teams really fired up to get a result in this game number 5. 5-2 lead for the Warriors. Flanders back to serve. Rogers puts the ball back into play. Looked like it was out of bounds or maybe even a double hit. And a huge block there by Weber, and Rogers puts that ball right down. Wiederin tried to get it around the block but just was not able to do so. 6-2 in favor of the Warriors. Anselm, perfect pass. Risk runs. No touch there. Goes out of bounds. 7-2. Margin of error in game number 5. Game 5 like these is very, very small. Hawkettes are going to need to go on a run desperately here in the next few points. Get it back to Wiederin. Wiederin cross court. Somehow dug up by Davis. It'll be a free ball here for the Hawkettes. Let's see what they can do with it. They go right back to Wiederin again off the top of the block. Davis chases it down. Braddock pops it up. Back row attack as Anselm tries to get out of the way as it was going long, but is not able to do so. The Warriors lengthen the lead to 6, and the Hawkettes have to take the other timeout here as they take timeout number 2. 8-2 here in game number 5. We'll be right back.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
Ball's back into play. Hawkettes having all sorts of trouble with their serve receive. All of a sudden here in game number 5, it's been pretty solid all night as the setter spun around there and just got a little bit over the midline there, causing a midline foul, and the ball goes back over to the Hawkettes. Christensen back to serve. Double substitution brings in Cobb and Christensen. Nice serve by Christensen. High ball goes off the bottom of the ceiling. Free ball here for the Hawkettes. Cobb, power tip, scores! Nice, calm, cool, and collective. Cobb just pushes that one right down line. The senior opposite scores the point. 4-8 as the Hawkettes try to claw back into this match. Deep serve for Christensen. It's an ace! Ace, 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 Christensen. That'll be a substitution that's going to bring in, Ingrid Sikori into the match. DS. Oh, it's going to be just a little bit long, as Rogers was unsure if it was going to go long, but she lets it go, and it does go long. Braddock back to serve. Perfect pass from Ellison. And Risk rips one down and not able to be picked up by the Warriors. Great connection between Christensen and Risk. The best hit of the match for Risk. I'll bring Ellison back to the back line. Rogers, roll shots, popped up by Flanders. Isaacson off the top of the block, it's touched. Point for the Hawkettes, they draw within 3. Critical points here for the Hawkettes. Actually pulls them within 2, 7-9. Late addition to the scoreboard. Outside to Rogers. Rogers gets a touch by Ellison. Christensen gets a slight touch on it, but not enough to give Flanders time to get back into the play. Big rotation here as Rogers goes to the back row. So we'll look for her to be coming out of the back row. Would not be surprised if they keep trying to feed her the ball. 3-point lead for the Warriors. Christensen sends it out to Isaacson. Tries to roll shot that, but just gets a little bit too much, sends the ball out of bounds. Rogers takes a deep breath at the service line. Nice serve. The Flanders just can't get under it enough. The Christensen can't get a touch on it. 12-7 in favor of the Warriors. Rogers takes another deep breath. Flanders much better pass this time. Gets it to Cobb. Cobb gets a block, but it's going to be a double scoop there. Just a carry as it kind of bounced off of her leg and her arm at the same time as she tried to power it through the block. That'll bring in Tegan Moyer. Quick little substitution. Wrist power tips off the block. Not able to get control of it. Down to the last game point here in game number 5 for the Warriors as they have dominated play here in game number 5. Can Rogers serve it all the way out? Isaacson off the block. Another opportunity for the Hawkettes. Moyer power tip there into the campfire. They try to go quick in the middle. Moyer's gonna have to take it over. Free ball here, and it's gonna go out of bounds. That's the game. The Warriors take game number 5, 15-7, and win the match 3-2 over the number 3 ranked Ankeny Hawkettes. Great match tonight. We'll go through game number 1. Warriors took it 25-21. Hawkettes took game number 2, 25-19. Warriors took game number 3, 18-25, 25-18. Hawkettes took the game 25-18, and we end up 15-7 here in game number 5. Great match here on the south side of Ankeny. We appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
I real estate team knows that sports and extracurricular activities contribute to a well-rounded education. As an Ankeny mom, I have seen how important they are for success in school and beyond. I've been helping families here for over 20 years as a realtor, and I know that our schools and community activities are second to none. That's why people love to call Ankeny home, and that's why I am a supporter. If I can help you or anyone you know find the perfect home in Ankeny or the Metro, let's talk. And now it's time to cheer on our kids.